Piața, bine v-am regăsit la reinventarea României. Sunt Amelia Torp și astăzi vom discuta pe marginea pieței construcțiilor. Vrem să vedem unde se duc banii și ce tipuri de proiecte predomină. Alături de invitatul meu, Olivier Somers, Continuous Improvement Leader la Metigla. Welcome! Bun venit, Olivier!
Mulțumesc, Amelia.
Evenimentul este oferit de Forbes România împreună cu partenerii noștri, automobile Bavaria, Nespresso, TEILOR, Chronolink, CPI Property Group, Parks România, International Alexander Holding, Garanti BBVA România și Moov Leasing. În câteva cuvinte despre Olivier Somers, el s-a alăturat companiei belgiene Metigla, producător de învelitori metalice din anul 2021, fiind partea celei de-a doua generații, alături de frații săi. Recunoaște că are o mentalitate antreprenorială și o pasiune puternică pentru inovație, fiind un lider orientat spre creșterea sustenabilă a business-ului. Așadar, vom conversa în limba engleză, dar cei interesați și care nu vorbesc engleza vor putea parcurge online ceva mai târziu ideile principale care reies în urma discuției în cadrul unui articol pe care vom posta pe site. Ok, Olivier, welcome again.
Thanks a lot. Vreau
I
că facem în română, dar e mai greu pentru mine.
mai ușor, it's easier for you in English.
Romlesh, we'll keep it like that.
I have to say, I like your title, Continuous Improvement Leader. It's it's very interesting. But should I understand that you want to improve sustainability or just the business in general? So what it refers to as
It's a good question.
in a few
Like in a few words, it's mainly like to get the team, the management team, and all the team members of Metigla, which is nowadays 130, aligned with the vision where we would like to go to. And we have a MedVision 2030, and all the departments and all the persons should be aligned in getting day by day improved. Let's say that's a little bit in rough what my title is about.
Your job description, yes. So
aside
Olivier,
of that, I don't like too much titles. I'm sorry to mention that.
We know how important legislation is for a good business performance. And my first question relates to the string of emergency ordinances approved by the government. How have they influenced your business, and how do you see their implications for the construction sector in general and for your company in particular? Please.
Yeah, thanks. It's again a little bit, it's not so unexpected, but it's a rule, I think, mainly to the tax reduction. It was in 2019 that they implemented it. I think until 2028 objective was, and now again the Romanian government returns it. So it gives a lot of unexpectancies within the construction market. In our side, of course, the IT, etc. It's for the construction, it's another rule after the COVID period, after the war, after the energy, after the price increasing, price decreasing, and now again you get like the 10% extra taxes on it. So you see that labor force increases a lot, or they will fire people. I think over the last 2 months, we could see that certain companies fired people, certain companies did not increase the salary, so buying power will go lower in general from the Romanian.
You mean building companies or production of materials?
Well, building companies, they gave offers if they signed already with the companies in December or November, and they were not allowed, or they didn't calculate this extra percentage that they need to pay to their own workers, and then it will be very difficult in the future to maintain, because if they have a contract signed with the government, for example, governmental projects, it's very hard to say, hey, look, but I would like to increase 15% of the contract due to this law. That's going to be very difficult for the construction sector in general. And then for our side, yeah, people will be, and the public investments, let's say, they become more expensive, which means or they're going to be delayed, or they're going to be postponed, or they're going to be cancelled, which is indirect also affects us, because we are a material, we are producer of building materials, which means they will not use our materials in that sense. So indirectly, there is a possibility that it will affect us in that sense. In the other way, from our side, we remember very well in 2019, we could apply for the Cayenne Code in order to have this tax reduction law. We had internal, not fights, we had internal discussions to do it, not to do it. We had even employees asking to us do it, because it's just to give money to the taxes and not to me. Well, now watching, we are very happy that we didn't do that, because our salary structure in that sense is just logic built upon the logic itself and not on tax reductions, which means that we don't have to or fire people or strongly increase our salaries, which already, by the way, increased strongly. If you can see the trend over the last 4 or 5 years, I think, in Romania.
Yes. So you already increased the salaries of your workers. That's what you're saying, no? Since 2019 or...
Yeah, I think statistic-wise, and Forbes also write interesting articles about it, is that the minimum salaries are getting pushed up and up and up. I think it's up to 40 or 45% more compared to 4 years ago. 45% more. Now you need to do another 10%, for example, for construction companies who had this tax reduction. That means 55, 60% more salaries for the same labor. It's the same person still. I don't believe that a human can become in 4 years 60% more efficient.
Yes.
And I made for myself a short calculation, but if you have a gross salary of 10,000 RON, in the construction, it was then, I think, 7,800 RON netto, and now it will be 5,600 or 5,700 RON netto, which means 20-25% decrease.
Yes, which is important for a family. Everyone who has bank contributions or installments is affected.
Yeah, and it was a tax reduction, but explain that to employees. That it was a tax reduction. That they, sorry, now we don't have it. It was beneficial from the government, but now I can't give it to you anymore. Like, gonna be hard to explain, I think.
Olivier, so Metigla is producing metal roofs and facade systems, isn't it? So you can say that you have like an overall look at the construction market, because you put the roofs on every on the buildings, so to speak. Can you tell me, please, what is your order volume for the start of this year compared to 2024?
We are up to 10% compared to 2024. What you see is that over the last 3 weeks, I think there was a lot of snow that, of course, impacts straight away the residential markets, because they ordered today to install the roofs in 2-3 days. So that means for -14, -15 degrees, it's even not allowed actually to install metal on the roof. Even if you would like to, it's not. It needs to be 5 degrees for the metal in order not to break the metal in general and to affect the metal while installing.
So when you say it was 10% more or less, because I didn't... More. Okay,
more.
So it's an increase in
I'm
orders.
talking until the moment the snow was heavy falling.
Okay.
Yeah. But in that sense, going well. Look, Metigla is not the biggest company in Romania. It's definitely a reference. We might say that people know us, maybe more for Ceptura in the wine area than for our metal roofs there.
Are you thinking about buying a vineyard in Ceptura? It's quite a well-known region for wines.
It's beautiful. Like, we will stick to the metal covering solutions. We do not really know a lot about wine, but our neighbor is Cerve. We have a very good relationship with it, and it's very good wine. So we can combine roofs with wine on a daily basis.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the order, you say the volume of the orders has increased at the start of this year. Can you tell me a little bit about last year, and what was your business last year? How was it compared to the year before, to 2023? Was it a good year for you?
Well, in terms of volume, we increased with 35%, and I think it's not for every company in our construction market that we can say that it's with 35%. However, we need to be realistic. The margins became definitely under pressure. Prices decreased in our construction area and definitely in our materials, let's say metal covering materials. Bigger players disappeared of the Romanian market, stopped their activities, or bigger construction companies went bankrupt. So it's definitely moving something in this market. And we will also be, we do believe that if we keep on our way, our path and our strategy day by day, that we will go out of this. And that showed one in growth in volume. Nevertheless, we need to be aware of the margins, and you will see also like labor costs, transport costs, everything you buy in the supermarket is also 5 to 10, maybe 20% expensive. It's the same for if you buy paper, printers, chairs, whatever you need for your office. It's all 20% more expensive, and that affects as well.
What about the raw materials? You say the price of the raw materials have increased, no?
It has increased strongly during the COVID period and the war. So 2021, 2022, and in 2023, they started to decrease. Now I'm talking about metal, the steel. I think every day you can read an article in Europe about that each steel supplier, steel producer would like to increase the prices again. Until now, we see the first small trends that they're achieving a slight increase in price. We also really expect that the price needs to be increased in order that also our steel producers in Europe can survive, and that can also aim the green sustainable investments they are planning to do. However, also their tax rates of US, of China, of Asian suppliers, we don't know what's going to happen there.
Where do you buy your raw material from?
We are 100% Europe material. We don't buy from outside Europe.
Was it like your choice, or was it like a business choice, or why do you buy from Europe?
Well, we
because in terms of prices, it might be more expensive now to buy from Europe. I'm asking. I don't know.
It's sometimes quite impressive which type of offers you can get from outside Europe. It's quite impressive. However, yeah, we experienced our quality standards. We have loyal partners and suppliers, steel suppliers, and we feel good with that. And we want to have consistency in our roofs and sandwich panels. Yeah, let's say covering materials for residential, industrial, commercial buildings. We would like to supply consistency in our quality. Thus, we will continue with our suppliers we work with. So already for a long time. Like we are active 25 years in Romania. Of course, you see come and goes different type of steel suppliers.
Yes. So mainly it's the quality of steel. That's why you're buying from Europe, because it's a better quality. And
we are 100% assured about the quality. I'm not going to be hypocrite. I'm sure that also China or Taiwan or Vietnam can produce quality steel. But the standards and the European norms and standards are definitely trustable in terms of, and that you can see. If you can be 30, 40, or 50% cheaper material, you need to have it on something. Can be subsidy, can be less regulations, can be less paperwork, it can be lower. I don't know how it is, but we are sure that what we buy is from 100% trustable quality standards where we want to stand for.
Thank you. I want to ask you something about your projects. Do you have any projects, any new investments underway, or are you planning to make any investments this year? And also, if you put some projects on hold because of all the political uncertainty we had in Romania, as you know, and we had some elections last year, and it's been postponed, so in May we'll have a new round of elections. How has all of this uncertainty affected your business strategy?
First of all, focusing on the uncertainties, yeah, is the GDP of Romania is exponentially increasing over the last few years, definitely with COVID extra, and also is expected that from today or from last year up to 2030, it's almost going to be double. I do believe that whatever which president, minister, mayor, the people do earn that. Romanian people do earn that it continues to grow. It needs to be sustainable. It needs to be logic, etc. So in that sense, we as Metigla, we still strongly believe in the potential growth of Romania. So in that sense, we will not stop our investment plan. We have an investment plan, we call it MedVision 2030. We have clearly planned out where to go, and what to do. And soon I will tell you more the moment we have it launched in a daily base on projects that we are investing in. Aside of that, we have four pillars where we invest in. That's innovation, that's efficiency, also expansion, and the team. And last but not least, the team. And in terms of innovation, I can't tell you too much yet about it. Efficiency, I think over the last few periods, we are one of the most, in our sector industry in Romania, one of the most optimized company related to robots, and we will continue further in that sense. Expansion, we recently, also last year, we opened a training center in Belgium, which is also a sales team focusing on the Western Europe market, which is the Netherlands, Belgium, France, and Germany. So that's for us an expansion that we are aiming to. It's not very used in the metal roofs, but we do believe that with quality products, they will see the benefits out of it. And then the team, we need to get the team ready for this expansion. In that sense, we need leadership, and that takes a lot of effort from all our sides to grow in that sense.
But where do you sell your products, Olivier? Where are the metal roofs being exported mainly? What are the main markets?
At our moment, I think 75% is Romanian market. We were part of a group, and that was like in around 100 countries in the world, and with 16 facilities in Europe. But now Metigla being 80%, 75%, if I'm not wrong, 77 to be exactly, is a Romanian market. Aside of that, we are actively investigating in Belgium, the Netherlands, France. Germany, we have a client in Congo, Africa, as well. And then we have some other partners in Austria, in Poland, but those are smaller numbers, which is also not our major focus at the moment.
So your main focus is the Romanian market. That's how you see it.
The Western Europe market is our expert market, and then the Romanian market to be stable and to be a really well-known reference for premium covering solutions in the Romanian market. That's our focus for 2025. And related to the projects that you then mentioned, because I think projects, more realizations that we are working on, we are helping to restore the Palace Castle now. Which is we're very proud on that we could be part of together with our client Construct. We are organizing the restoration of the roof of the Palace Castle as well. Now, I think yesterday we really started together with Hagar Europe the Palatul Știrbei in Bucharest.
Yes, this will open. I just published something yesterday. It will open this year, as far as I understand.
Yeah, with a beautiful roof of Metigla as well. So that's also one of our part. And some other, but it's a side a little bit. Like we're passionate about the Carpathian Mountains.
Okay.
And last year we did last year it's a Skara refuge. So we're engaged with the volunteer organizations for the Carpathian Mountains, and we will install now 5 new refugees in order to be able to sleep there safely by the mountaineers. And we do that with 2-in-1 solar panels, which is the picture behind me. That's our newest product that we launched. And the fun part there is that it's mainly they didn't want to put regular solar panels, but still today they get stolen up there in the mountains.
So the 2-in-1 solar panels and metal roofs, will you use this product? Is this a patent of your company, or is an innovation which is already used on the market?
This is together with an Estonian company. An Estonian company invented this product in 2016. They started and commercializing in 2019. And we are the exclusive partner for Western Europe and as well Romania. And nowadays, exactly 2 years ago, we installed our first 2-in-1 roof in Romania. And now we have over 30 projects, and we have quite some projects going on, talking from Timișoara, Bucharest, Corbianca, Constanța, Buzău. It's quite all over the place that it gets more and more attention to it. We know that we are pioneering here because it's not so common yet. And you always see the trends come from the Nordics and from the Western Europe. We strongly believe that Romania will also be ready for this type of roofs.
Is it mainly used for residential buildings, or what type of buildings? Industrial, I don't know, offices, or where can it be used?
The majority of is the new residential buildings. And then the industrial buildings not, because you need way more support in that sense. But commercial buildings with nice facades, for example, it's also used to generate, let your facade generate energy, which is, you can also see it as let your facades pay you in that sense.
And how efficient is it as compared to a normal solar panel, which is installed over a roof or a facade, let's say?
So the solar panel itself is exactly the same as a regular solar panel of high quality standard. So it's a mono brick cell. And we have 3 formats. So we can play with 3 formats to cover your roof completely. There were in regular solar panels, they're often very big and very squared. Let's say it's not always possible to put them over the full roof, mainly complex roofs, that it's very easy. So in that sense, you have like 175 watt per square meters because of the passive sides, but you can cover all your roof very easily. And last but not least, it's it's one of the best product for historical buildings, renovations. So you see there the standing seam, the zinc roofs, you see them very often in Romania. They do need to have, following the European legislation 2027, solar panels, but they're not allowed to put regular solar panels on top. because they're not allowed to change the look of the building. And with this roof behind me, you will not change the look of the building, and it will have solar panels included, and it will be watertight because you install a roof and you don't install solar panels.
So will you install this kind of solar two-in-one solar roof?
Yeah, it's a solar roof.
Peleș Castle as well, and
Yeah,
on the Stirbei Palace, or
we investigated quite actively in the Stirbei Palace. The problem was that behind there will become a tower or like another building, which means that the roof of the Stirbei will be fully in the shadow.
In the shadow, so we will not get enough light. I see.
No, so that was the sad part for both things. Yeah, in the palace, you know, like the towers, it's very hard to put anyhow, and that's a very historical building. We would like to keep that in shape. It's better to the houses around to generate energy for the palace castle itself.
Yes,
but we do our, for example, in not a museum, but from the OAR in Ploiești, we did install this on the roof in the center of Ploiești. I forgot the name now, but quite beautiful as well.
Another residential building or museum or institutional?
It's an historical building.
Historical building.
It's a protected historical building, which is very nice, renovated. It's also congrats to the architect who made it, because I find it very nice. Yeah.
Olivier, what's the main points of your development strategy this year, and also what kind of challenges are you facing? What are the main difficulties you're facing?
Our developing is really focus on our loyal partners and develop further with them. Our loyal partners that work with Metigla for many years, that we really try to support them even more in order to work more strongly. Challenges in general, it's if I need to think, investors or people that are waiting due to the circumstances in the market. Will the war with Ukraine stop, or will it expand to Europe? Will the energy prices, the new fundings, the tax legislations, will it all change? There you see that investors, definitely from outside Romania, are putting on hold their major investment projects. And we do believe, or we do hope, that the market will obtain the trust again to continue the growth. Because what you see in Romania, so many potential. It's quite impressive to see the highways that are popping up like mushrooms right now. I hope still that the Constanța port will continue to grow and develop itself better. I do believe that still the train network should improve strongly. But if you see what is going on in that sense, then I hope that also the major investors in Romania still stick to that. The other difficulty is the automotive. Still, Romania today I think it's 13% of the GDP is automotive, and you feel and see companies that fire big quantities of people. Sad enough. I don't know. I hope it will not continue in that sense. And I hope they also see Romania as a nice hub to continue the production, maybe not in Western Europe, but then let's use Eastern Europe in order to continue the production within Europe.
Yes, automotive is a big part of our economy, but fortunately we're not as dependent of this field as other countries like Hungary, for instance, which I understand is even more dependent on the automotive industry. Olivier, what changes do you see in your client structure, and which segments are performing better? You mentioned a few historical buildings, very well known to Romanians and really loved, like the Peleș Castle and the Stirbei Palace. But and also you mentioned some residential projects. I'm curious if the client structure has changed in any way in the last period. Where do your roofs go to in particular?
Yeah. Well, watching to the industrial market for us, it's for us like the bigger industrial buildings that you can see around Bucharest. There are a lot, but also Timișoara growing, Cluj, etc. We are more and more focused on the mineral wool. We see that mineral wool against fire protection is growing, and you see there that our client portfolio is becoming bigger in the sense of bigger construction companies in that sense, and they are keep constructing. So it's growing and it's stable, that client segment, and we do believe that still that for the upcoming 2 to 5 years it will continue. In the residential, you see that new constructions again sometimes it's holds. A little bit, shall we continue, yes or not? But we just got 2 acceptance of 2 major projects, one for 350 houses, the other one of 209 houses in the region of Bucharest, that will continue. So that means there is trust in the market to continue these constructions. Which
are you selling mostly around this region of Bucharest and Prahova, Ploiești, or are you also selling throughout the country, Olivier?
We are covered throughout the countries, which for us, mainly the west part is not new, but now we put more focus on it because we also see strongly potential there. So actually we're throughout the country available.
Okay.
But what you see is that around the major cities, Iași, Timișoara, Cluj, Brașov, Bucharest, of course, you see there like the villages popping up, I think, and there Bucharest is still one of the leaders in those big complexes. And aside of that, it's, I think the end user is constructing a little bit less houses themselves and are postponing a little bit the renovations, but we see more renovations than new constructions in that sense.
I see. And in terms of percentage, how much would you say that is your industrial portfolio and what is the residential distribution, let's say?
Yeah, it's 50-50 to be exactly. Okay. Like it's 54 with 46.
Yes.
So in that sense, we are on both markets. Very original in 2000, we were industrial, and now in 2003 we entered in the residential, and gradually we keep developing it like that. Yeah.
But are there different products that are used for residential roofings than for the industrial ones? And in terms of price, I'm wondering if there's a difference as well.
Well, the price, if they buy the same product, it's the same price. So it's not that other clients pay more. We are very stable in that sense. But the industrial market, it's more like, yeah, the sandwich panels, insulation panels, the steel structures, the finishing pieces around it, the corrugated sheets. We also use there our gutter system now, fully automized, produced in our factory. But it's 2 major type of product portfolio as well. Where we do feel in the industrial, by the way, it's the solar parks that we're supplying as well. So over last year we supplied for over 100 megawatts solar parks products profiles for them, and we continue this year as well, which you see said it's very good for the independency of energy for Romania. But I still strongly believe that there is a lot of roofs, industrial and residential roofs, that can be covered first with solar panels, which would be nicer for the nature still.
Yes. What can you tell me, Olivier, in terms of the prices of your company? How do you position yourself on the market? Are you premium products, or are you in a mid-level segment, or and where do you see yourself in the future in this respect?
Well, not watching the prices, but more like the quality of our raw materials and the quality of our production facility and services. We are in the mid-premium segment. So we really focus there all the time. That starts with the raw material. So standard, our quality of our steel in this sense, but also the mineral wool, all the type related to the raw materials is always one step higher. It's just a type of suppliers that we use, a type of specifications that we put in our products. It's always in the premium segment. And of course, then you get value for money. So the price is in line with the quality that you get. And that's also in the premium segment all the time. So we really position ourselves in the more added value premium segment. We are not like the mass low market.
Excuse me, have you also put up the prices of your products, given the inflation, the rise in raw material costs and everything, increase of salaries in your factory?
Well, we do see that we need to be conscious about it. We also did a price increase last year, and we do see that we did a price increase last year for the labor, for all the other costs, not raw materials, to be able to cover. And now we do feel that also the raw materials will be increasing again. So then we follow. And then we will follow the trend in order to, one, maintain our margin, as well to sustainable continue our investment plan. Because still today, each company needs to earn money in order to keep investing, assuring the employees their salaries and their growth path as well.
Can you tell me what was the exact price increasing that you applied last year, or?
I think we did a 5% price increase overall.
Okay.
Calculated, yeah.
And do you sell directly? You work directly with your clients, or are you B2C? Are you B2B, or what channels do you use?
We sell B2B.
Okay.
So we work as well in residential. We work through dealers, roofers, small warehouses, and industrial. We also work with the construction companies, the developers. And we, of course, help if which end user has questions. We are there to help, to support, to show them in our showroom. But our sales will go B2B.
Okay. Thank you, Olivier. And I will end this discussion with a more general question. I would like to know.
Don't too difficult, huh?
Not so difficult. It's more like I would like to know your impression and your ideas about how the new American administration, you think it will influence the economy in general and the construction sector in particular. I mean, we see a lot of things are changing from one day to the other. President Trump is coming up with new taxes. What are the impacts so far, and what do you think is going to happen in the future? And if Europe, if the EU, how do you think the EU should react if, in case it will raise the taxes to the EU?
You say
it's just our imagination now. We're talking hypothetically, but I'm curious about what you think about it.
You said it was a small question, but there were question on question on question. I honestly, Amelia, I really don't know. From one day to another, it changes. What Mr. Trump is doing, if it's good or bad for the Americans, I leave it in the middle. Is it good or bad for Europe? We will see how Europe will reply. But I really strongly hope is that we can end world wars and that we don't have wars in general. I think we fought for a long time to eliminate such a wars. I really strongly hope that we can eliminate that and that we can construct in order to see future generations, including myself, continue in a nice way of living, where we need to work, where we can live, and where we can grow up our families in a safe environment. I think we fought for that for such a long time. That should be our major priority. Investing more and more and more in war equipment. One, it's not an investment because there is no return on investment. A tank will never generate money. Let's still be honest on that sense. So what's going to happen? 2 days ago, it could be peace. Then it's not going to be peace. Now it's going to be again peace. There is strongly own belongings. So he needs to get his own minerals, etc. safe. So I really don't know. I'm too small to be busy with that. And I'm even not, I'm reading a lot. I'm interested a lot, but I would like to focus on Metigla and on the core of Metigla, and we will see what happens around Metigla. But let's see that we can already continue giving 130 families a good future in that sense on a daily basis. That I would already be very happy if we can achieve that in the 2025 and onwards.
Good luck with that, Olivier. Thank you very much for your presence. And I would also like to thank our partners, Automobile Bavaria, Nespresso, TEILOR, Chronolink, CPI Property Group, Parks Romania, International Alexander Holding, Garanti BBVA Romania, and Moov Leasing. Thank you, Olivier. Have a great day. Și tuturor celor care ne-au urmărit, o zi frumoasă în continuare și o săptămână minunată. Mulțumesc!